let's talk about virtual showings. So James and Betty, let's talk a little bit about, you've got a buyer and they need to look at homes. And, how are people doing that now under the circumstances if they can't go to an open house? So I'll just have James and Betty talk about that.
So I'll start, Betty, because your services and your tools that you provide me, I think, so I'll start. So today, now that we're in COVID-19, the local governments have put up certain requirements for showings. It was very tight in March and April about how you could go about even showing. In some counties, you couldn't show at all. And then the state came out and said that we were an essential business and that we needed to go out and still do a real estate transaction. So we had to figure out, okay, how am I going to take a buyer and get them into this home during all this craziness and crisis? So I use a service that Betty provides, Epic Photo provides, called Matterport. They also have the ability to do a video of the home where you can you'll watch the video and it's 30 seconds to a minute of walking through the property. But this Matterport allows you to stop down into different rooms and really look at the property in detail rather than a video, which you've got a minute to walk through the entire property. The Matterport allows you to stop, turn the screen towards a particular item, maybe the kitchen countertop, and say, oh, is that granite? What kind of granite is that? Or is that quartz? So it allows the consumer to really look at the property in more detail, where a video doesn't allow you to do that because you've got that 1 minute shot and you probably miss 50% of the house. As we were in the midst of the COVID-19, I had a couple of buyers that were, ready to go. They were pre-approved. They had looked at homes. They had come down from wherever they were, Chicago and Virginia, on these particular two clients that I had. And so they were somewhat familiar with the areas. And so I was feeding them properties that were coming on the market through a portal that they're able to look at the photos. And so both of them found properties that they liked, but were not in a position to fly down to go look at those because we were all in kind of shelter in place. So I went out and, these folks didn't have video. They didn't have Matterport. It was just these static photos. So I took my phone and went into the properties, with masks and gloves and booties. And I used FaceTime to go through the property. And so I was there, and if they said, well, what kind of countertop is that? Then I could go over to the countertop with my phone and take a look at it. So both of those folks bought these homes and never set foot in them until they closed, which was highly unlikely that ever happened prior to COVID-19. Most people really wanted to go into the home. But I think in today's age of Amazon, where people are buying products online, now, buying a toothbrush on Amazon, for a couple of dollars is a lot different than buying a $500,000 property without ever stepping or ever seeing it in person. But I think with the fact that they trusted me, I really connected with these folks, and they trusted me to provide them with the information that they would feel comfortable in buying a property before ever seeing it.